it's a lot of times it's not anybody from our industry that are having a problem with it. It's the community that's having the problem with it. Fortunately, in the spray industry, the winds kind of seem to calm down at night, right? So it's easier to spray at night because we've got wind regulations that they do enforce for the most part.
So you've been around organic farmers?
I have been around organic farmers. Yeah, absolutely. And so when you, yeah, nobody wants to see that big plume. So.
Is there a disadvantage of running curtains all the time?
No, no disadvantage of it. It's just, it comes as an option and didn't come as a standard. I mean, it's because it, in 11 or 10, 11 mile an hour winds, it's generally not an impact. But Honda has curtains on theirs and they run it with the curtains all the time, right? And that's, it's on there all the time. So it could become a standard. I mean, I would think that having them on there certainly will not hurt. And I would probably recommend putting them on just, well, if nothing else, to show them and show the advantage of what the curtains can do versus what they don't do. If you're spraying water and you're going to go do a demo, just because we're out doing a demo doesn't mean that the wind's not going to blow. And there's more days than not, because you're doing it during the day, you're not out there at night, when it's calm, that wind's gusting at 17 or 18 miles an hour. It becomes a very powerful and effective tool if the curtains are already on there. Drop those suckers down and say, all right, now watch what happens. Show it without them, show it with them. You're going to see a little more tailings coming out. The other thing the curtains help in is in early season, when you're not using much air, it's still going to keep everything contained. You'll probably have a little more blowout of the front with the curtains on there than you will out, but you're driving over it. So you're sucking everything back up that you're driving over. So that becomes, again, another effective benefit of the technology. So really, realistically, what we've done with this, with the technology, is just added value to a bar sprayer. We've added and shielded your material from being taken off. We've added air to aspirate and open up the crop. We've added vacuum to help control drift. We've added curtains to even eliminate that further. So you've taken a bar sprayer and improved it 4 different ways. And by doing that, we get a much better, much more effective outcome all day, every day with this technology. It's taken a while to get people to get used to it. It's new, and anything new, people are going to go, I don't know, I don't want to be the first one in. We were just talking about a customer earlier that never wants to be the first one in. They will sit there until the cows come home watching all their neighbors, and 5 years down the road, they're going to go, oh, all right, for 5 years everybody's using this, and now they seem to be gaining ground on us. Let's jump in and see what we can do. Jump in on the early adopters. The early adopters are probably already using this. I mean, there's customers in this valley that are already using this, that are the early adopters and having great success. Helen is one of them. They've got several machines and they're using it frequently. Are you using it for herbicide?
Yeah, we use it.
For, okay. How'd that go? Good? Control the drift? All right. When we first designed this, we really weren't sure about herbicides. Kind of a scary proposition for us. We don't want to be that guy that says, oh yeah, it's fantastic, and then we kill the neighbor's field, and then no one, don't want to go there. Other people, I know a lot of customers that absolutely are using it for herbicides. And it's doing a fantastic job because it shields and keeps it contained, and it's not drifting, it's not blowing over. Down in the desert, a couple of weeks ago, I have a customer that accidentally ran herbicide because they didn't rinse their machine. They didn't rinse the herbicide out of the machine and went over some romaine, about 10 acres, before they realized, oops. The comment I got was, I'm going to use this sprayer even on my flat work because it killed everything in its path, dead. Nothing was left. And if it'll do that in a bedded up field, I'm going to use this on my flat work.
Well, like alfalfa?
No. When they turn their ground, they go back in and they put a herbicide on the ground, on the flat, before they rebed up and grow it.
That works. That's what I'm trying to see.
Yeah. So once he tills and discs his field back up, then he comes back over with the herbicide to kill any of the weeds that are in there. The challenge is that this is a hooded sprayer, and so it has, it sits in the furrow. So we've had to adjust the nozzle position on the sides and literally just brought this low tip to the front. And by doing that, now I'm covering the furrows as well. So it became a very effective tool for herbicides also. And so just be careful when you're running them, know what you're doing with herbicides, and understand where the wind is going, where this is. I mean, again, it's not 100% drift control. So you still have to understand what you're doing with the sprayer. Any